Alright, welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. So, without further ado, there's a videotape here, a video clip, a piece of a clip that I want you to pay special attention to. Keep in mind that there could be more. Obviously, there is more to this clip. But what we are shown, we're going to go off of what we have shown. What has been put out there for public consumption. Now, check it out. Let me set this up real quick before you see the clip. A Jamaican man who is living in the United States of America, or was living in the United States of America, going to school and working here, lost his life on the highways after being pulled over by a police officer. Now, we know the whole scenario, just like the George Floyd, which is now famous, scenario. This happened within a few days prior, leading up to the George Floyd incident that happened, right? Now, anyway, watch the video clip, and then we're gonna talk about the clip. See it here.
There's tow trucks at 44 northbound.
Is he drunk
Stay in
or
the car.
Come on, come. Send the car my way.
What's that? You wanna sit in my car?
Yeah.
Okay, with the bugs and all that, come my way. This way. No. You got all your stuff. I don't want you on that side. I don't want the cars. No. Walk this way. This way. Put your stuff up here. I gotta pat you down. Put your stuff up here. Put your stuff up here. What is this here? Your car keys. You got your wallet. I got your license, right?
Yeah.
You want a mask like this to wear? Yeah?
Yeah.
You want a mask? Did you have one in your car or not? I'm going to put them in the bugs out of here. Get the car now. Get the car. One time, you know the unit now. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Get the fuck out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Get the f*** out. Get the f*** out. Get the f*** out. Hold on, get me another unit. Hold on, get me another unit. Get the f*** out. Get the f***
Alright, so check it. New Jersey Attorney General released public dash camera footage. That means this is the police dash camera footage, right? Monday they released this. That captured the fatal shooting of a 28-year-old unarmed black man by a white state trooper last month. Maurice Garden is his name, and he was of Poughkeepsie, New York. So the story says that they had pulled over Mr. Gordon, and he was pulled over by Sergeant Randall Wetzel on May 23rd for allegedly speeding. That's what he was pulled over for, speeding. Then his car became disabled in the left shoulder of the Garden State Parkway in Bass River, New Jersey. Now, according to the Attorney General Office, which is investigating the shooting, they said that while they waited for a tow truck to arrive, Wetzel, which is the officer, told Gordon, which is the Jamaican, to sit in his police cruiser to stay out of the way of traffic. During a half hour of dashcam footage, the stop appeared to be routine. So like I said, this is only seconds long, but there was more than a half hour of footage out there, which we have not seen. During a half hour of dashcam footage, the stop appears to be routine. Wetzel got Gordon's information, called a tow truck. The trooper offered to drive Gordon to a car dealership and offered him a mask. I can give you a ride wherever you're trying to go, is what the trooper said to Wetzel, to Gordon, to the Jamaican, right? After 20 minutes of sitting in the patrol car, use your mind to walk through this, people. After 20 minutes of sitting in the patrol car, Gordon, which is the Jamaican, unfastens his seatbelt and appears to get out of the police car. Wetzel, which is the officer, then yelled, "Get in the car! Get in the car!" while they seem to tussle outside of the police cruiser. What they were tussling about, why they ended up in a tussle, I don't know. If it was a routine police stop, at this point he is not suspected of being under the influence of any drugs. Apparently he is not suspected of being a dangerous person, right? Because he would have been handcuffed if he was. The officer would not have been asking him, "If you want me to carry you, want me to take you to the car dealership down the road or wherever, I'll give you a ride, man, to wherever you're trying to go. You want a mask? You need a mask? Because, you know, we wearing masks out here. You don't have a mask. Was there a mask in your car?" I heard him ask over the video, "Did you have a mask in your car? Do you want a mask? You want me to give you a mask?" Right? So how did we go from this kind of cordial, you need a ride to wherever you're trying to go? I'm going to explain some things in a minute, and you're going to need to pay attention because we've done videos like these before, but enough people now listen. We've done videos like these before, but a lot of people aren't paying attention, and it's very important that you pay attention. All right? Now, check it out. So, Attorney General Office and Gordon twice tried to enter the driver's seat of Wetzel's patrol car. Right. That is what I noticed in the video. Watch the video over again. So, Wetzel, which is the officer, yelled, "Get in the car! Get in the car!" I even heard "get in the effing car" several times while they seemed to tussle outside the car. There was a point when I started hearing "get out the car." So I'm thinking to myself, because I slowed it down, I rewound it, I played it again. I heard "get out the car." So it went from "get in the car," "get in the car," "stay in the car," to "get out the car." Somebody I say, the man are confused. Is he telling them to get in the car or get out the car? I'm hearing "get in the car," I'm hearing "get out the car," right? Turns out, as you can see, he was trying to get into the driver's side of the patrol car. Why would he unbuckle himself from the back seat of a patrol car and be trying to get into the driver's seat of the doggone patrol car? Quite honestly, from the beginning of the video, it was all wrong from that piece that was sent out to the public. So the Attorney General's office said that Gordon twice tried to enter the driver's seat of the patrol car. The first time, the officer pepper sprayed him. And during the second instance, Wetzel pulled Gordon out of the driver's seat, and then that's when the struggle began. During that struggle, he shot him 6 times. In between, when Gordon exited the car and then when his body collapsed onto the road, was more than 1 minute. The audio and video recordings are part of the Attorney General's investigation of the use of force. New Jersey law requires such recordings to be released once the initial phase of the investigation is substantially completed, typically within 20 days of the incident taking place. Now, but the recording weren't shared with Gordon's family before their public release, according to their attorney. And this has the family upset, according to them, because the family is saying, you just put that out there like that, how come y'all didn't show it to us first? According to their attorney, William O. Wagstaff III, who told the Washington Post on Monday that the family was planning the funeral arrangements for Gordon when they got texts from friends and family members about the recordings. I just can't imagine the insensitivity. So now we have gone on to another topic, the insensitivity, right? Why didn't you contact the family first and say, hey, we have dash cam footage we're going to release? And here's the issue here. That dash cam footage is government property, put it that way. And I know it's a sensitive topic because it's your loved one and they're in the frames, they're in the pictures, they're in the shots, but they have the right to do with it as they will. And releasing it to the public is a part of their standard protocol. They've done it with many other videos. So at this point, I just can't imagine the insensitivity is what the family's lawyer is saying. Instead of them calling to say, hey, we're going to release this, we get text message and calls from family members who see it online. They sat on this for 2 weeks in the absence of media and the press putting pressure on the state of New Jersey to do the right thing, which is to allow the family to learn the circumstances of Mr. Gordon's death. They didn't even give the family a day. In other words, then, they could have brought the family in, sat down with the family, and said, look, this is what happened, okay? We're very sorry for his death, but this is what happened. You could see through the video he was being pulled over. He got pulled over. This happened. You could see him trying to get into the... We don't know why he got out or he attempted to get out. Is he always like this? Do you see any difference in the normal him versus this person we see on camera? Or is this how he always is? This kind of thing. Walk them through the video, explain to them what happened, and then let them know that by law, state law, they're going to release it to the public. That's all the family asked, or that's all the lawyer is saying. They should have been granted at least that common courtesy, right? Now, a spokeswoman for the Attorney General office said officials offered to show the family the video at their office Sunday and sent a link to the recording Monday morning before releasing it to the public. So the family is saying them never get no link to nothing, and a spokesperson for the police department is saying yes, it was sent. We did send you a link and we did offer to have you view the video. The video of Gordon's death comes amid national outrage over the recorded killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis 2 days after the incident with Gordon. Families of both unarmed black men have demanded the arrest of the officers involved as protests across the country demand accountability for officers who use unnecessary force. 4 former police officers have been charged with George Floyd's death and could end up facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted. Just a little update on that. The one that had his knee on George Floyd's neck, he was recently offered $1 million bail with conditions. $1.25 million bail without conditions. Go figure out what that means. That's not what we're doing the video on right now. At a news briefing Monday, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy announced that a grand jury would review the case to consider possible criminal charges. Police have a responsibility to protect the people and serve them, and that demands a high level of accountability when things go wrong, is what Murphy said. And this is New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. Wetzel, which is the officer, remains on administrative leave with pay. New Jersey State Police confirmed that on Monday. Now, people must also understand that once a shooting happens, the officer involved, especially if there's a life lost, the officer involved is usually sent on administrative leave, which is on pending investigations until internal affairs and all that hash out whatever it is they have to hash out to see what happened. Amid the investigation and promised grand jury review, the family is left with mounting questions about how Gordon was shot during a routine traffic stop. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I just want answers to what happened to my son at 6:30 in the morning, Gordon's mother, Raquel Barrett, said, as she cried in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. And this is where I am taking all this from. All right? I don't know how I'm going to go on with life not hearing his voice. Now, this is a mother mourning. Originally from Spanish Town, Jamaica, Gordon was studying chemistry at Dutchess Community College in Poughkeepsie, New York, and worked as an Uber driver, Wagstaff said. Keep listening. In addition to the video of Gordon's death, the state attorney released an audio recording of a 911 call from the day before. A friend of Gordon's in Poughkeepsie called 911 earlier in the morning, minutes after Gordon had left his house, telling a dispatcher that he was concerned about Gordon's well-being. He said that Gordon had started to act a little weird the day before and said something about a paranormal experience. Y'all heard that part. In addition to the video of Gordon's death, the state attorney released an audio recording of a 911 call from the day before. This is the day before the man ended up on the highway. And listen to this. A friend of Gordon's in Poughkeepsie called 911 early in the morning. On that 911 call, he can be heard minutes after Gordon had actually left his house, telling a dispatcher that he was concerned about Gordon's well-being, said that Gordon had started to act a little weird the day before and said something about a paranormal experience. Now, here's the thing. If this is a friend, why didn't you call his family? Or did he call his family and they ignored what the friend said? Because if he's talking about paranormal experiences and all this stuff, it would indicate to me that he might have either been under the influence of something or he was having a psychological breakdown. Study of chemistry is pretty hard, okay? Pretty hard. And the math and stuff that you have to do in that field is extremely rough. So anyhow, after shooting Gordon, Wetzel, the police officer who pulled him over, radioed emergency communication and requested an ambulance. He told investigators that he thought Gordon was trying to take his gun and his car. According to a report obtained by the New York Daily News, Wagstaff, which is the officer, said the framing of the release by the Attorney General is questionable. They are already rushing to what it appears to me to be spin, a narrative to defend the actions of the officer when you should be arresting the officer, he said. Now, I'm going to leave that right there, and I'm going to say this. This is a very sensitive topic because a lot of someone says, well, pending something contrary to what is seen in this set of video recordings, it looks as if shots fired was the appropriate action. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. Another person said, moral of the story is, don't be an idiot and fight the cops. And the cops should be blamed in the shooting? Yeah, right. Another person says, why did he shoot him 6 times though? Why did it take 6 shots? Why shoot at all? I'm starting to really think that police should not be armed, especially when dealing in routine traffic stops. Weapons should be secured in the vehicle unloaded. It's just too easy to use them. They have no special license to kill, only a badge. Intimidating. If you get pulled over, they come to your car with a hand on their gun. Another person says, when the person is all over you, you don't fire a single round. You fire until the person is knocked completely down. The cop stopped as soon as the attacker fell, and that is law. Rough for us to understand, but that is law. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the fact that when he was stopped, right? I'm going through all kinds of scenarios in my head, and I'm thinking he's an Uber driver, plus he's going to school. He's probably studying really hard and working really hard. Uber driver, maybe he worked overnight to the morning and he was a little bit sleepy. You know how we Jamaicans stay. Obviously, this brother is very ambitious because waste man don't just take up job and take up school at the same time. Waste man do waste man things. Going to school and working full time is not waste man things. He is obviously productive, progressive, and has a plan for his future. In the process though of all that, what I did see from the video was not normal. For instance, when the video starts to play, you can hear the officer says, stay in the car, but he gets out of his car anyways. I've told people before, I've done videos on this channel before where I tell you exactly how to interact with police officers when you come in contact with them. And I've done these videos specifically so my people in the diaspora can educate not only themselves, but their siblings, their offsprings, their children as well. And tell them, teach them how to come in contact and how to maneuver through that contact with a police officer. Now, of course, we're not the privileged race, so we can't just go willy-nilly and think, okay, it's all good, police stop, I'm good. No, we have to do a special set of things. And I explained this before. Turn the vehicle off, take the key out, throw the key on the dashboard, put both hands on my steering wheel, speak to the officer respectfully, adjust so the thing go, right? You live to fight another day. Shows that you're of no threat. Do not exit your vehicle. You can exit your vehicle and they can assume you exited your vehicle because you wanted to open fire on them. A jumpy officer who is already scared for whatever preconceived notion, prejudices, biases, whatever he has in his mind, he can go off in that second. Now, whether it's wrong or it's right that he went off in that second, your life is the one that is at stake. So you want to make sure you move correctly, or at least move cautiously then. When I saw Gordon step out of the vehicle and I heard the officer said, you what? He said, stay in the vehicle. And Gordon came out of the vehicle anyways. Not only did he come out of the vehicle, there were a lot of hand movements going on. He's drinking something on the side of the road. That is too lax for dealing with police officers. Now, was he in his right frame of mind? I don't know. Because now I'm seeing the 911 call from his so-called friend minutes after he had left the friend's house, And this was the day before or the morning before, where the friend is saying he's concerned about him because he has started acting different. And he's talking about paranormal experiences. So we can start to talk now about, are these police officers trained to handle someone who is having a psychological breakdown? And are they trained? Because you see, I've seen videos where the police officers come in contact with white people that are having a psychological breakdown. And I've seen them swing big Japanese swords at the police. I've seen them do all kinds of stuff when coming in contact with white people that are having a psychological breakdown or are high on drugs and out of their mind and out of normal character behavior then, right? They're enraged. They're hurling stuff at the officers. They're saying things, profanity, F you, I'm gonna kill you, all this, threats and everything. The police officers use bean bags. They call for backup. They go to rubber bullets. They go to mace. They go to all kinds of stuff. They use every measure in the book. But when it comes to black people, we're not given the same treatment as in, well, he doesn't seem to be acting normal. Why is he walking like that? Because if you notice how he was walking, the officer says, come this way, and he's going the other way. The officer says, no, I want you over here on this side. And he just doesn't look like he was sharp. He didn't look like he was sharp in the video, right? He didn't look like, he looked to me like something was wrong from the minute he came out of that vehicle. Even then, he was not handcuffed. And usually, a police officer would say, you're not under arrest. I'm just putting these handcuffs on for my own safety. You can sit in my vehicle while I go ahead and check things out and get this thing on the way. He wasn't even put in a handcuff, which tells me that this police officer probably did not even perceive him to be a threat. All right, he's out here. He looks a little bit tired. His car won't start on the side of the road. I feel bad after I pulled him over. Because you know, sometimes you have your vehicle. Once you start it, don't turn it off until you get to where you're going. That kind of stuff. And it happens. So, him telling him to sit in the back of his vehicle. And then he starts to try to exit the vehicle. Maybe he was having that psychological, paranormal thing that his friend talked about again. And he felt like, oh man, I got to get out the back of this vehicle. I'm claustrophobic. So he jumps out the vehicle. And then he starts thinking, he's going to harm me. This police is going to harm me. I have to escape. I have to escape. Is there a history of mental health issues with Gordon? We don't know. We don't know. I am asking and we don't know. This is a very, very sensitive issue right here. But I can say this. Please listen and watch the videos when I put them out, when I tell you how to interact with these police officers. My Jamaican people, my Caribbean people that are over here in the US, I have news for you. Because a lot of you think that, oh, they're going to treat me different or they see me different. They don't care if you're Jamaican. They don't care if you're from Guyana, Antigua, Barbuda, Grenada, Trinidad. They don't care if you're from any other St. Lucia, St. Vincent. They don't care. They see a descriptive characteristic before them of what they call African American, and that is exactly the premise on which you will be treated. Right? So I know a lot of you like to separate yourself from the African American community and say, oh, you're getting the same treatment. You're seen as the same person. My African people, when y'all come over here, it's the same thing. You're getting the same treatment because you're seen as the same. What it's going to boil down to is how you conduct yourself. Now, given that we have seen videos where the person complied in every single way and still ended up dead. But we cannot allow that to have us panic, throw away the book of rules, and just do anything when we're pulled over by them. We still have to stick to the book of rules that we have to go by, right? Here's my personal thing and how I do stuff. I have a phone. My phone is always ready to go live with one click. Click my phone, we're going live. As soon as police pulls up behind me, woo woo, I do two things. My phone goes live, and my camera, which is the camera I'm using right now, which has a big microphone on it, a sensitive microphone on it, so sensitive, I've sent my son down my driveway, which is about 50 meters, down to the mailbox, and I told him to whisper, and I would be able to tell him what he said. And I recorded him down there, and he was whispering, and I replayed the video, and I heard everything he said. So it has a high-powered, sensitive microphone on it, and it's on a stick, sitting in the middle of my console on a swivel, so it can turn in any direction, and that goes into record mode, as well as my phone goes live every time. On top of that, I make sure I turn the vehicle off. I make sure I put both hands on the steering wheel. I make sure I look the officer square in their face, and I make sure I answer every question. Where are you going so fast? Or if I'm speeding, it's where are you going so fast? Or why are you in this area? Or whatever line of interrogation he chooses to do today, I'm going to play along, okay? My goal is to get away from this interaction and live to fight another day. The video that I saw with the Gordon, the Jamaican dude, and this, it did not look right from the beginning of this clip. Is this clip the whole interaction? No, it is not. I would like to see the entire 30-minute video of the stop. But I can tell you that from that piece that was sent out to the public, this case is going to come off as a justifiable shooting. This is going to come off as a self-defense shooting. This is going to come off because the police officer already said he was convinced that Gordon was trying to take his gun, and he was trying to take his vehicle. Police officers have pulled over people before, and they have been shot multiple times on the side of the road and their vehicle taken, right? And this police officer is always thinking the worst. We must remember, say, when them pull we over, them always I think the worst anyway. But in this particular case, I'm thinking something more was involved. Gordon's behavior was not normal. No yard man and they are foreign and police pull we over and we just jump out of our car. So. Or even if they have us on a stop and we sitting there, the police tell you sit right there while I go check this out and make sure your paperwork right, your license, insurance, everything right. When they go back to their car, you don't just jump out of your vehicle, so drinking a juice and a turn around and I want to sit in the back of your car. That's what he said. He said, I want to sit in the back, and the police said, what? Because the police first said, get back in the vehicle, stay in your vehicle. And he just stood there and drank the juice. And then he said, I want to sit in your car. The police said, you what? You want to sit in my car? All right, then I'll put you in the back of my car. And then he even offers him a mask. And then from him getting at the back of the police car, him start trying to escape the back of the police car when he's the one that requested to sit in the back of it. Now, I know people are going to say, was there drugs involved? As in, was there drugs in his car that he was afraid they were going to find? And he was trying to plot an escape. Me now go to prison for it, you know, because the amount of drugs in that car, if them catch me, and plus the shame and all that, I'm proper dead. But me I go try escape. So me I pretend some need to sit down in the back of the car, and then when me reach in the back of the car, me so jump over in the driver's seat. Then they put him in the back and he realized he couldn't get to the driver's seat from the back because it's blocked off. So him devised another plan. And the other plan was get out of the vehicle, get into an interaction with the police. And I don't know. I'm just putting the scenarios out there that they're going to put on the table. All right? For the people who want me to talk about this, here I am talking about it. And I hope you understand exactly what it is that I am saying. Yes, it is sad that we are a simple traffic stop turns into the death of a human being. And more often than not, it happens to us, of our descriptive characteristics, black people. But watching that clip is very unnerving, because that clip tells a whole other story. I wish his family find peace. I hope his family is able to find peace. I cannot imagine losing a child under such circumstances. And I hope something good comes out of this. Whether it's for us to learn from this, whether it's for others to learn from this, or however this case may be. All right? Leave your comments in the comment section below and let's continue this conversation. Not for under their yard and things are far in a bed of roses and it's easy. I'm going to tell people this all the time. That's why I can't give up my Jamaica, because when I'm in Jamaica, this is something that is no part of my worries. Me probably have to worry about gunman and mistaken identity and all them things. Because man run up on me already and I say, hey, yo, you look just like so-and-so, yo. I say, if I did... And I'm like, blood or skirt, like the man nearly killed me because I think I'm me or somebody else. But as far as Jamaican police have pulled me over and then me dead because I'm black, no, I don't have that to worry about. I literally feel free when I'm in Jamaica. I'm cautious as hell when I'm in the US, even with all the other trappings that are here. I'm able to work, I'm able to make a good amount of money to provide for my family and help my family back home in Jamaica and all kind of things like that. And at the same time, with all the opportunities here, the reality of losing your life while chasing those opportunities is very, 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 very real for us. It's SouFLoTV, man. I'm out. Peace.